Let's take a look at the chart action for Dogecoin. Okay, so here is what we're looking at. We had resistance right here, resistance right here. We were watching this downtrend like that. We broke this downtrend going to the upside right here. What I was doing is targeting the previous resistance levels right there and right there. The first one was sitting at 0.175, came up, hit that target, broke through it. And I think that one, let's go to the 4 hour time frame. We could get like a little better idea because this looks a little better on that, or you can kind of see a little bit more detailed. We had this resistance right here and this resistance right here. Just today we are sitting at about this level, and I was thinking if we could break above this level right here, then I'll be targeting 0.19, and looks like we're coming up and hitting that level right now. We also have resistance right here and resistance right here. That's where I'm getting that 0.19 from, something like this. And we have kind of a top. It looks like we're kind of getting a little bit of resistance on it right now. Let's see if we could break through it. It does seem like we're getting some good fundamentals. Tesla might be accepting Dogecoin, I think. I don't know, something like that. So that'd be a good, very good thing if that could happen. So the other thing I'm looking at is we have support right here, support right here, support right here. So we're watching this support line, something like this, until we break this line. Until we break this line going to the downside, I'm assuming that it's pushing up, and we're basically hitting our previous resistance levels. The first one is right here. I would say maybe the next one is possibly right here. Let's go ahead and draw a trend from maybe right here to right here. Drag this out, and this one is sitting at around 0.21. Let's go to the daily time frame and see what else we're looking at. That could possibly be the next level. I think the other top that I'd be maybe looking at is right here. We kind of have this little trading zone where we started off right here. We had like a big huge move down. We kind of started trading a little bit like this. The top right here, I was kind of looking at this level right here at around 0.237. The other thing is we have this 180 moving average that kind of lines up right there. The other thing I was noticing is if we switch back over to the 4 hour time frame, check it out. Let's actually just delete everything because we were watching the 4 hour 180 moving average. In my last video, I was saying that it's pretty significant. So check it out. Right here, we broke above it, got a nice move, broke below it, nice move. Right here, we were trending up at least. We broke above it, we we're trending up. Right here, we broke below it, trending down, big, huge move. Right now, we're breaking above that 4 hour 180 moving average. We broke above it right here, but we didn't really see that much anything happen. We just kind of got resistance and got pushed back down, but right now we're getting that candle, and like I was saying, it looks pretty significant. And look at these big candles, look at the volume candles, and you can argue that's the fundamentals as well. And yeah, I don't know, in general, I just like the way we're breaking above this 180 moving average on the 4 hour time frame in general. So I just like the way that looks on this chart. Let's switch back over the daily time frame. The other thing we were watching is the 9 moving average. We had the 9 moving average right here. We broke above that. Look what happened when we broke above the 9 moving average as well. Boom, green candles. We came down, got some support on it, and got a bounce up. So now what I'm looking at on the daily is we have this resistance right here. Like I said, we have that resistance right there, and I guess the top, you can argue, is something like this, which is around 0.30. So oh yeah, this is the other thing that I was looking at. We have resistance, and we're looking at a trend line going down, something like this. We might not come up to 30 immediately. We might have to deal with this downtrend right here, somewhere in there, or somewhere in this area, depending on how fast we go up or what happens basically now. Like I said, I think the first thing we probably want to look at is breaking this level that we're at right now. We kind of have this little trading zone that we're kind of in right now. This is pretty much the top where we're at right now, and you can argue like this is the bottom right here. If we could break out of this little box right here, this little trading zone, then maybe we can start looking at this little trading zone, something like this. Maybe break up something, like do something like that, then kind of try to test up here into this next one. I'm kind of looking at these as kind of like levels. We dipped below, we didn't trade very much in here. We kind of just dropped down, but I do think there was like this little kind of little volatility that was happening, going on right in this area right here. We're kind of bouncing in and out, kind of going down, but we were bouncing up and down. So I don't know, I'm just kind of looking at this little area right here as well. I guess if you go to the 4 hour time frame, it might look a little different. Yeah, see right here to right here. Looks a little bit like we're in kind of like this zone like that. Just my opinion though. I think if in general what I'm trying to say is once we break out of this line right here and we start moving up, start closing above, like let's move up, close that candle, continue moving up, then maybe we could start trading in this area right here where this is the bottom and this is the top. Maybe we could do something like that, then bounce up and start trying to do the same thing with like this area right here, or maybe even, I don't know, you can argue. I think the top would be, I mean, the previous resistances are right there and right there. This one is also sitting at, let's see, this one over here is sitting at 0.34 and this one over here is sitting at 0.42. It just depends how far how much momentum we can keep going and how far we can keep this momentum going to the upside. I guess the other thing we could do, we're on the daily time frame and it looks like we're already we developed a trend a little bit. So let's go ahead and draw something like this. I mean, until we break this trend line going to the downside, then I'm going to assume that it's pushing us up and we can continue to look at previous resistance levels that we've had in the past that might give us trouble in the future. We also have this 180 moving average that might give us trouble too. This one is sitting at around 0.227. If we jump over to the Bitcoin to Dogecoin chart, I'm sure that's looking good. I haven't even looked at it, but yeah, check it out. Like I was talking about in my other video, we have a falling wedge here, and I was talking about this on my Discord. A falling wedge is a pretty good pattern as long as we could break this top trend line right here. We broke that top trend line and we didn't get like this huge move. Usually out of a falling wedge you get a pretty good move, but we kind of went sideways for a little while and now it looks like we're getting that nice move. So I don't know, what I would do is probably target the top to the bottom of this triangle for now. Something like this. This triangle isn't perfect. I was kind of playing around with this. Maybe target from the top to the bottom back here, something like that. Drag this to the breakout, and we're already kind of breaking that target right now. I think if we could also break this 180 moving average on the daily time frame, that will not be a bad thing. You know what I mean? Right now we're coming into contact with it. I'm kind of curious if we're going to get rejected or if we're going to continue to break through it and get a nice little Dogecoin run again. Like I said, it does look like we're kind of breaking this falling channel or falling wedge, should I say. We didn't get a huge breakout immediately, but we started to level off and now we're getting a little breakout. The other thing I talked about in my last video though is Dogecoin seems to get like these huge moves and then it kind of like fades off compared to Bitcoin. Right now we're looking at the Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart. So basically, if this chart is trending down, it's good for Bitcoin, but once this chart starts trending up, then it's better for Dogecoin, as in Dogecoin is outperforming Bitcoin. And right now with this little candle in this area right here, you can see that Dogecoin has been outperforming Bitcoin. And if you go to like the watch list, we're up like 9% on Dogecoin it's up like 10%, and on Bitcoin it is up around 6%. 0.6%. So yeah, this chart basically represents those numbers. So yeah, in general, if this chart is trending up, that's good for, if this chart is moving up, good for Dogecoin, and if this chart is trending down, it's good for Bitcoin. Right now we're trending up, which is good for Dogecoin. And like I said, if we could break this little 180 moving average on the daily, that'll be excellent for Dogecoin. And then if we go to the weekly time frame, this is the other thing that looks good, is we broke above the weekly 9 moving average on the weekly, which is, and look at that big old huge candle. Right after we broke that, we got a big old huge candle. Let's look at the regular Dogecoin price real quick, because that was one other thing I think we did is right now we're breaking above, let's go ahead and delete everything. We're breaking above the 9 moving average on the weekly, which is really good, but we don't know how long it's going to last, because like right here, it was just a move up and then we kind of like came down and we weren't able to get support on it. Same with right here, we came up and just like fell right through it. So we're going to have to wait and see how long we can hold this support, but it is a good thing in my opinion to break it, especially on the bigger time frames, right? We're looking at this blue line right here when I'm talking about the 9 moving average, and basically if we're above it, we can maybe get support on it and bounce to the upside. When we're below it, we kind of fall we kind of get resistance on it, so we come up and hit it and we'll get pushed down. In general, we want to be above these 9 moving averages, so the fact that we're breaking it right now is a good thing. Let's see if we can stay above that and continue to move above that. This might be a good signal is what I'm trying to say. So like I was saying, we're on the daily time frame. I think I'm watching this uptrend, something like this. I'll be watching this uptrend. Let's see how far this uptrend can take us to the upside. And then I'll also be watching this resistance right here and this resistance right here, pretty much where we're sitting at around .90, I think it is. Something like that, .193. If we could break this level, then I'll be kind of looking at these ones up here at around maybe .23, or at this 180 moving average around .227, approximately somewhere in there. We might get some trouble in here, and then if we can continue moving up, then maybe we could look at .30. I mean, that's where the top or our previous resistance is up here. Basically watching this trend line until we break it going to the downside. These are the levels that I'll be looking at. Before we go, I did want to show you guys one thing. I did look on the Tesla website, and you can buy like different kind of merchandise. And when I went over there, I saw this. I was actually looking on Twitter, and I saw this, that the Cyber Whistle was for sale for Dogecoin. And you can see right here, I still have the page open, but when I put it on my Discord, let me get the other page. I opened it up in a new page, and it said it was out of stock. It was like within the same couple minutes. So I have one page open that still has it, that says they were selling it for Dogecoin, and then I have this one. Oh, actually it says 300 Dogecoin right there. I just wanted to show you guys that they are, I guess they are accepting Dogecoin for certain things. 300 Dogecoin for a little whistle, which is actually looks pretty cool. I don't know. But yeah, I think it is pretty cool that they are accepting Dogecoin. I also happen to accept Dogecoin. In the description below, I have a wallet if you guys want to chip in some Dogecoin to the channel. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I also thought this was awesome that how Tesla is accepting Dogecoin as well. Even if it's just for little stuff like this, any kind of use case in general, I think is good. And I have a feeling that this is kind of like testing the waters for maybe accepting it on a bigger, for their cars possibly. Who knows what they want to do with it, but I think this in general is pretty cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like Dogecoin, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to trading, check out this video right here. It's a video about buying and selling, like when I buy and sell. You could also check out this playlist right here if you're really new and you really just need to learn how to get started. It's a tutorial on how to get started with TradingView. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.